I want to talk a little bit today about professionalism and matching hardware. I've got this lawnmower I've had for several years, and it was worked on. It belonged to one of my neighbors, and she had it worked on professionally at a local shop. If you look here, there's flathead screws on this side of the covers. And on this side, they're Phillips head. To me, that's a sign of a lack of professionalism. You know, when I went to take these off to do some maintenance, I used my Phillips screwdriver on this side, and then I went around to the other side, and all of a sudden the screws weren't turning, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. And then I looked in there and saw the flathead, and it really kind of threw me for a loop. You know, I'm not a flathead hater, but if you're gonna use flatheads, use all flatheads or use all Phillips. Don't mix and match. And there's a lot of guys who do that. They'll just grab any bolt that they can to get a job done. There's not much more frustrating than working on a project and having to switch wrenches every time you take a bolt out. And that's why hardware kits sell for so much money, because you have a kit with all matching hardware to where you can install something with one wrench, save yourself time. And so whenever I work on projects, I always make a big effort to use my nut and bolt selection over here to find hardware that all matches. And that brings me to today. I've got this battery, and I've got a Husqvarna zero turn that I just got, cheap, and I'm trying to rehabilitate it, and so I'm making a battery hold down for it. And I could very easily just grab whatever hardware I could find, but I'm actually trying to make sure that I have matching nuts, matching washers, and these are the right size washers. They fit the all thread perfectly. It's not going to be loose and janky. And on this end, it's going to be on the bottom. I didn't care so much so long as they were the right thread, and then I pinched the ends of the all thread to make them into basically stationary nuts. So they're not going to be taken on and off all the time. They're just going to hold the bottom end of the all thread. So by making sure that everything fits appropriately, it makes it a whole lot easier on the next guy who's got to work on this. And it's a sign of professionalism. Use the right hardware for what you're doing. Don't mix and match.